One of the things that I think is a barrier to effective conservation is that we have a scientific literature that's mostly talking to academics, and we have a group of practitioners as either as individuals or as grassroots organizations, and sometimes that literature doesn't connect with those groups very well, even when that's the intent. And so there's a paper that came out in Conservation Science and Practice. It's called Public Pathways to Influencing Pro-Nature Decision Making in Government, a case study from southeastern Australia. So these authors went to a series of senior officials from environmental NGOs and asked them what their thoughts were on how to be effective in influencing pro-nature decision making. How do we get better outcomes for conservation? And I think that the key point of this paper is that they recognize that the smaller the group, the less power we may feel in terms of influencing outcomes. These are people that were interviewed from large organizations whose job it is influencing outcomes. They try and provide some advice, things like, in order to make a difference in outcomes, a commitment to resources for the long haul is really important, that you have to be willing and able to stay the course and see out policy change. It sometimes takes a long time. And so you have to be willing to invest. Knowing the system is really important, that you gain a lot of credibility by knowing important details about the problem you're trying to resolve and be able to inform decision makers, policymakers often don't know as much about the system. Being effective includes identifying who you need to influence and where the leverage points are for making that decision different, and what kinds of outcomes are of interest to different groups on a particular problem. And of course, these are all complex problems. They have different interest groups who want different outcomes from resource management. Having established networks so that you can bring influence to bear from a variety of different perspectives is really important. Opportunism and timing is one of the important things that they call out, that different issues come to the fore at different points in time. So anyway, this is a great paper. You can download it. The DOI 10.1111/CSP2.13295. I hope you enjoy it and find it helpful.